Hey, it's Braden back with you at Lincoln Skyways. We're in Lincoln, California today. We're going to be taking out this 414 that we do have for sale and it's listed on our website. Yali's going to take us up for a quick ride. Tell us a little bit about the airplane.
Yeah, of course. So this is a Chancellor 414. This is a 1976. The paint job is excellent on this plane. As you can see, it's silver and black. And we are excited to take you guys on this flight to see how it performs.
Awesome.
So hop on aboard.
All right, we'll see you up there.
Right, left center is clear. And engage. That's good. Alright, final looks clear, base looks clear. Nothing on the radios.
There on my side.
Like a regional traffic, Twin Cessna 414 taking runway 15 for a east departure. Like a Alright, using all available runway, got 6,000 feet of beautiful paved runway. Engine instruments are all green, 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 and green. Gas speed alive, gauges green, confirmed.
Confirmed.
70, 75, 80, 85. Positive rate. Coming up. Pitching for 105, climb out. $105. Gears up, confirmed. Lincoln traffic, Twin Cessna 414 upwind 15 will be a east departure left and out, Lincoln. Beautiful plane, Twin Cessna. Thank you, sir.
Okay, we're all configured up in cruise. We're 4,500 feet right now. We're grounding about 150 knots. Nice morning here in California, so getting pretty good performance out of the airplane. Just over 20 gallons a side. Pretty nice airplane, you know, running really smooth. 414s, they're tough to beat, you know. The Twin Cessna, I mean, climbed out of there at 120 knots. He did a great job. 1,000 feet a minute all the way up, and nice pressurized twin.
Sir, the pressurization is holding pretty well. 4,500 feet, and we're doing true airspeed of 161, and we have a little bit of a headwind, so we're shooting about 144 right now on the ground speed. The autopilot is pretty much on heading mode and altitude hold. It's holding 4,500, no interference from the pilot. The computers on the systems on the plane are working pretty fantastic.
Yeah, and a lot of comfort in this plane. Like, you just did a recent trip to Florida, you were saying?
That is correct, yes. So I flew this plane all the way from Sacramento Executive Airport to Gainesville, Florida on about a 2-day trip. We made 3 stops on the way, one in New Mexico, then Jackson, Mississippi, and then straight to Gainesville, Florida. This has a 206-gallon tank, I think, so we can take a lot of fuel and transfer it as we go in flight.
And, I mean, the interior, especially in the back, you've got a lot of room for passengers, a lot of comfort. It's not a huge aircraft, but it's big enough that you can move around and stretch and kind of reposition yourself, especially on those long cross countries, right?
That is correct, sir. Yeah, the interior is really nice. We got foldable the tables as well. You can recline them into a position where you can work, put a laptop on, even have a meal on board. That's possible on this plane.
Awesome. Yeah, it really is. I guess we would put this in the executive class, right? An executive aircraft where you, a person like yourself, professionally flown, and if you're sitting in the back as the owner, you're not losing any time.
That is correct, sir. And yeah, the previous owner of this aircraft loved to fly this plane. We did short hops to Santa Ana, Burbank, and it doesn't burn as much fuel as most of the planes out there in the market, so it keeps the cost down in terms of the economy. Yeah, it's a fantastic plane to operate.
And these Ram engines too. I mean, you felt the performance on takeoff with the Rams.
Yes, sir. They are pretty nice. You can take about 4 to 6 passengers on board. The climb rates are pretty good all the way to flight levels 19, 21. 21,000 is the best if you get a nice like a tailwind. You're doing about 250 knots on the ground, 290 sometimes. I've seen that happen on this plane when I was taking it to Gainesville.
Perfect. Yeah, for a pressurized twin, again, really hard to beat and well equipped. We got the WAS GPSs here. We've got the autopilot that's all synced up to it with the ASP in there, so you do have I guess I call it the glass PFD, and the backup instruments here on the right hand side. So really, really impressive airplane. Let's bring it back to Lincoln and we'll talk to you guys as we're on the ground. You guys will be able to watch the approach. Okay, we're back on the ground in Lincoln. Great flight in the 414 here. It's a 1976 414 that's for sale. We have upgraded Ram engines, air-conditioned aircraft, good performer, reasonable on fuel, pressurized, really a good all-around airport to airport airplane, that you can put a lot in here and still get some pretty good performance on it. Yali, you did a great job.
Thank you. I appreciate flying with you. It was a pleasure.
You got her.
Awesome, sir.
All right. Check it out on our website, lincolnskyways.com, and give us a call if you're looking for more information. More airplanes coming. We'll talk to you later. North or south?
I don't know. What do you want?
This is a tough call.
We already got south runway.
Guess we'll go south.
Yeah, we can go south.
Okay.
Let's do it.
You want to be radio?
You bet. And what information do we have again?
November.
November. 1-1. Echo ground, RV14, November 788 Alpha Kilo.
November 788 Alpha Kilo, on the ground.
788 Alpha Kilo at the T hangars with November. We're on a complete ready taxi for the active, like to depart local south.
8 Alpha Kilo ground, runway 16, wind is calm with wind is 3006. Taxi via Delta and Alpha, squawk 6702. Contact tower short of the runway.
Delta Alpha, 6702 on the code. 788 Alpha Kilo, over 96 holding short.
Clear left.
Clear on the right. Call tower RV14, November 78 Alpha Kilo, hold short, Alpha 16, ready to go.
We trying to fly all the planes today?
We're trying, this is number 3.
Awesome. 8 Alpha Kilo, right turn approved for the bridge. Wind calm from Alpha clear for takeoff 16.
Alpha clear, takeoff 16, right turn approved, 788 Alpha Kilo.
Strobes on, landing lights on, flaps are set, fuel pump is coming to on, rotating at 62 knots.
Check.
Good to go?
You bet, let's do it.
Okay. And we're at 62 knots. I do not have all of the power in yet. Still accelerating. Up we go.
Kelowna Tower, Cessna 172, Golf Pub Whiskey Romeo. At Alpha holding short, ready for departure.
And up the flaps.
Line up 16, Golf Pub Whiskey Romeo.
Reducing the climb power.
Okay.
Papa Whiskey Romeo Tower, stay runway heading. I'll call the crosswind tree turn for you.
Engaging autopilot.
Okay,
Fuel pump off. Landing light off.
Clear for takeoff 16. We'll maintain runway heading. You'll call the turn. Golf Pub Whiskey Romeo.
And we're going to climb out at 95 knots, which in this aircraft right now is showing 1,500 feet a minute.
Perfect.
Echo Bravo Hotel. Echo Bravo Hotel time. Echo Bravo Hotel requesting left-hand circuit, east side grass.
We got cleared with the right turn up?
You bet.
Echo Bravo Hotel.
Okay, so we're up at altitude, showing just under 7,000 feet now. We're cruising right along. Tough to beat the climb performance in any of the RVs.
The RVs, the power to weight ratio is huge on them, and you know these new 390 engines just have such a great power curve. They seem to run really nicely, nice and smooth. Maybe not the best island machines to be down if you're maybe on like a Super Cub or a Sportsman or something like that, but boy do they ever run smooth. They're a great engine.
Yeah, they really are. And the RV, I believe, is the most popular experimental kit in the world. Someone told me there are north of 10,000 that have been out there. Tough to kind of figure out how many have been built. There's a lot in garages.
Yeah,
but I think probably the best way was our buddy avionics guy. He said it the best, where he said, I've seen some really well-built ones come in here, and he said some really poorly built ones. He said even the poorly built ones are great airplanes.
Absolutely.
Because the kit is so good.
Yeah.
Right? Now, where people that may not know the experimental world, the kit is really just the starting point. So if you look at something like a 182 or a 172, 2005 and later, for example, the panels are almost identical visually. There's things behind them that they've changed out, but they all sort of look the same. The interior, Cessna gave you any choice you wanted as long as it was their interior. And their paint was any choice you wanted as long as it was their paint scheme. So you don't see a lot of variation. You know, 90% of them are very similar.
Very
you
true,
get some that have been repainted and so on. That doesn't exist in the experimental world.
No, everyone's got a different color, different paint scheme, a different wrap on them.
Yeah.
I've seen people wrap RVs all the time too with really neat, limited possibilities really.
And there's really no such thing as a standard panel.
No, not at all.
Not even close. They're all over the map. And I think that's the fun of the experimental world, is to be able to get that. And if you do want to go with something like Garmin, like in here we have a 750 TXI, and we also have a GFC 500. Those are about 30% cheaper than if we put this into a certified aircraft.
Exactly. So you get all that functionality with a fraction of the price, and you still have an airplane that's great for what you're going to use it for.
Exactly. And I mean, what the RV is known for is they're very nimble.
Very nimble. Kind of bank on a nice sharp knife edge, cruise around, can roll them, loop them. They're a great machine overall. Each of the kits has a little bit different things that they're rated for. I know a lot of guys love the 6s and the 7s because they have that aerobatic category where you can do almost anything. Right. Especially with all these kits now, you can put inverted oil, inverted fuel. Some people like to put smoke kits in them. You know, you can do it, make it whatever you want.
Absolutely. Well, I'll let you drive for a sec here.
Okay.
The popularity of the RV kits is just unbelievable. I think that they are a wonderful addition to general aviation, and they fit kind of a niche that a lot of other aircraft just can't fit.
Absolutely.
So a lot of their models, like you mentioned earlier, are aerobatic. I have a piece of paper that has a list of them somewhere. Which ones are aerobatic? Right? Why am I upside down?
Oh, we're just showing you that this one is an aerobatic one.
Oh. We don't need the paper, I guess.
I guess not.
All right. Well, yeah, so the 14's aerobatic. You like to roll around like Ryan does? That's what we can do. Anytime. So they're super fun aircraft. Very efficient. The only really kind of drawback on the 14 is actually most of the RVs is they're all kind of 2 seats. With the exception of the RV10, it's 4 seats. Most of them are low wing, exception of the 15. Now the new one's coming out, that'll be high wing.
Yep.
But most of them are 2 seats, whether it's tandem or whether it's side-by-side seating. So tandem means that one of us would be behind the other ones. They're all pretty similar, you know. The vast options in terms of power plants, in terms of propellers, in terms of avionics. So you can really customize it to it. So, fun airplane. We're going to bring her back in and put her on the ground. We'll talk to you when we're on the ground.
8 Alpha Kilo Tower, the wind 3405, clear to land, runway 16.
Clear to land 16, 8 Alpha Kilo. Go pump on, landing lights on.
Check. Here comes our 80.
Going with 2 notches?
Yeah, I'll go 2 notch start. I was going to just see if we can get that angle of attack indicator on. Oh, there she is. Ready to go.
The target identified through 2,000 feet. The right turn for the bridge is approved.
Right turn approved. For the left. Going at tower, November 8th, short runway 16.
November 871 Charlie Bravo Tower, line up runway 16 at Alpha.
Line up runway 16 at Alpha.
Hey, it's Braden, Lincoln Skyways, back with you again. Flying today with Byron, owner of Lincoln Skyways, but that's not why I'm excited. Why am I excited, Byron?
Because we're going to fly an airplane?
Nope.
Because you're here at Lincoln?
Nope. Because we're going to fly a Bonanza, baby.
That's why I'm so excited.
Okay, I got it.
Beech Bonanza. The A36TC, which is my favorite airplane. I owned one of these. They're fantastic. We're going to bring you along for the ride. We'll see you up there.
Okay, what we're gonna do. Hey, door shut.
Door is shut, kicked, locked. Cameras are on.
Lincoln traffic crew check 212, left crosswind, runway 15. Lincoln.
Gear down, okay. There we go.
Lincoln traffic crew check 212, left downwind runway 15 will be departing to the northwest. Lincoln.
Love me the Bonanza. Okay, so we're in the air. We're 3,000 feet here. We're just gonna fly a simulated approach back into Lincoln in the Bonanza. We're cruising right along here. The Aspen has us true airspeed around 150 knots. We just made the turn here. We're slowing down a little bit. And our fuel burn right around 18 gallons an hour. The A36TC is a great aircraft for a lot of reasons. One, it's fast. Two, you can put 6 people in the back comfortably. And 3 is that big door. That door on the side, not too many airplanes have that. 206s and Bonanzas, and really low wing, high wing thing. And a Bonanza is going to give you 20 knots faster than a 206. But what do you think?
Well, plus you got the nice high back seat.
Exactly.
Right? So, and you got good visibility. So since you sit almost forward of the wing, you got good ground visibility.
Yes.
So you almost get the high wing feeling.
Exactly. Yeah. And they fly. If you've never flown a Bonanza, I recommend you find someone that has a Bonanza and ask them to take you for a flight. There's a ratio of the rudder to aileron. I can't remember the exact what it is, but the Bonanza is considered the magic ratio. And the performance to be able to bank it back and forth, absolutely fantastic. This airplane, although it's not for sale, really well equipped. We'll show you some panel shots here as we fly. We've got a 750 in this, we've got a 345, we've got an Aspen PFD, and a King autopilot. So, fantastic aircraft. I'm a huge Bonanza fan. Highly recommend them. Love to help you find one if you don't have one. And if you do have one and you want to sell it, first, probably talk you out of it. You probably shouldn't sell your Bonanza. But if you do want to sell it, that's something we can help you with. So, we're going to head back into Lincoln here and fly the approach. We'll take you along and we'll talk.
Hi, it's Braden and Ryan back with you. We've got today Ryan's 1970 182N aircraft with an upgraded P-Ponk engine.
You bet. Big P-Pong, 3-blade prop, Sportsman stole, Manager super tips. It's built to go in and out of short strips.
Should be a lot of fun. We'll take it for a ride. We'll see you up there.
Clear.
Okay, so we're about 4,000 feet. And what are we, airspeed now, about 135 knots?
Yeah, about 100, indicated about 120 knots. We're doing about 116 on the ground speed. Not too much. With a bit of a stall kit and the big wheels, it slows it down a little bit. Typical 182s, maybe going a little faster, around 130.
But what can we carry in this?
We can carry about 1,083 useful. We're just under 1,100 useful.
So that's the power of the 182.
Absolutely.
Is that you can load this thing up and you can go pretty much anywhere. We popped off the runway, even with the tailwind, less than 1,000 feet.
Yeah, less than 1,000 feet, popped off, and she'll be come in, and we'll probably be able to land in probably just as much.
Right. And how long have you owned this?
I've had this airplane now for 10 years. Yeah, I bought it in 2013. Did a little bit of work to it and stuff, but it's been a great airplane. You know, I've taken it as far all the way out to the west coast of Tofino. I've been all over Alberta in it. I've been down the U.S. with it a little bit. It's pretty tough to beat when you take 4 people in it, and you can go places, right?
Got you, buddy. Have a nice flight.
At a relatively good clip.
At a good clip, exactly.
And did I read that this is the most modifiable airframe on the planet?
You did, yeah. Actually, the 182, various models are, of course, a little bit different because there's certain STCs apply to different models of the 182, but I believe it's the P model, or right in that era, is one of the most modifiable airframes in the world. So the most amount of supplementary type certificates or STCs that you can get for an airframe. So, you know, you can do everything from bigger engines, bigger propellers, float kits. You can pretty much modify the interior with multiple GPS. You can have a full IFR panel, but still have the ability to go land at a grass strip.
Right. Or, being high wing, we can also throw floats under here.
Exactly. Throw floats under here. Throw them on amphibs. You know, you can take them and, you know, land at the airport, pick them up with fuel, and go fishing for the afternoon, sit on the float.
Exactly. Yeah, they're arguably the most versatile airframe on the planet.
Absolutely.
182. Right? It's truly a Swiss Army knife of what you can do with this airplane.
Absolutely. Yeah, you can take it everywhere, and the big thing is that you still keep the tricycle gear.
Yes.
You know, you go into tail dragger, get into 180, 185, they do have their place, and they are a very versatile airframe as well, but usually insurance companies don't like the tail wheel, and, you know, if you're trained properly, it's not a big deal, but I always say that, you know, a 182 is just a really useful 172.
Exactly.
Most people go through their entire training on a 172 and they really don't get to see the usefulness of it because half the time they're full fuel because they're out of flight school. They take 2 people in it and you know you're hard pressed to be able to fit someone else in the back because you're worried about your useful load.
Exactly.
On this guy here, you know, depending on how they're modified, like we talked about with all the major modifications, this one has the big long range tank, so it has 79 gallons usable. So you know you can basically take a full amount of fuel and 2 people, maybe even some bags as well, and go for virtually just under 5 hours.
Right.
Pretty tough to, you know, to go places with that much confidence, and you know your bladder will probably run out before your fuel does, right?
Oh, for sure. And in terms of flight characteristics, it flies like a 172.
Well, it flies like a 172. It's a little bit stabler. I find it cuts turbulence a little bit better.
It's a little heavier.
A little heavier, absolutely. And you got your rudder trim as well, which is the nice big bonus. On some of the later model 172s, they put that in, but you know, you got rudder trim, especially for that big prop or if you have a modified engine or something like that. They do get a little bit heavy on the nose the more modifications you do, but the beauty of it is you can put an extended baggage kit. I have one in this particular airframe, so where that panel is that you can see in the back there, it pops out, and that goes another about 30 inches back, so you can put 50 pounds in there. So, you know, you want to take a snowboard, you want to take some fishing gear or whatever, you have some room to put it in as well.
Perfect. Yeah, they're absolutely wonderful airplanes. The 182 is, if you're flying a 182, you could say you've made it.
Absolutely. Yeah, you know, some people go through multiple airplanes in their career, whether it's private or, you know, even commercial operators use them. But at the end of the day, a 182 is a great versatile airplane that you can, you know, have for many, many years. And a lot of people don't ever really get rid of them.
Yeah. Yeah, wonderful machine. Well, I guess we'll head back in and see if you can put it down in as little as you took it off.
I'll give it a shot, you bet. Echo Tower, Whiskey to Sierra, down right, 3-4, full stop.
Whiskey Sierra number 2, follow the dash 8 short final caution, possible turbulence.
Number 2 behind the dash 8, Whiskey to Sierra.
Chance for the quick backtrack to Bravo for 0395.
0395 negative, there's traffic on final behind you. No delay to Alpha, contact ground 1217.
Alpha 217, 0395.
Whiskey Sierra dash 8 Kona exit at Alpha. Wind 0108, gusting 18, clear to land runway 34.
Clear land, runway 34. Do you want us to plan for Alpha so we don't have a jam there?
Whiskey Sierra, yeah, if you'd like to exit at Alpha, that's approved.
Okay, we'll plan for Alpha, Whiskey to Sierra. That way we don't have to go head on with the dash 8 coming back, because I think we'll probably be there about the same time.
Yep, totally agree.
We'll plan that we're going to land on a short runway, so we'll plan for landing at Bravo.
Okay.
Delta Zulu Quebec, third left downwind, runway 34.
Was that for Delta Zulu Quebec?
Delta Zulu Quebec, affirmative, cleared left downwind, runway 34.
Here to land, runway 34, Delta Zulu Quebec. Correct.
Delta Zulu Quebec, negative, you are cleared left downwind for runway 34.
Sorry. Cleared left downwind, runway 34, Delta Zulu Quebec.
Thank you.
Oh, cross, and I think I'm going to do this one with 30 flat. We'll go full barn door.
But 010 looks like it's quarter, almost crosswind now. All 3 windsocks are not saying the same thing.
Nope. Typical for us.
Yep, totally. Well done, Captain.
We could slow her down if we wanted to, but let her roll here for a bit. Feel that wind though.
Yeah, it's a bit crazy. And now down here, it's tied down.
Yeah, that one's dead at the end now, of course.
Yeah. Whiskey News here, exit Alpha, contact ground 1217.
Next Alpha over to ground 117. Whiskey News here.
Hey, we're back on the ground, and that was a great flight. The 182 is so versatile. There really is so many things you can put onto these airplanes.
Yeah, you can take 4 people, a little bit of gas, go on a pretty good trip, and you can go anywhere with them.
Floats, engine upgrades. There's a lot of stuff that you can put on a 182. Fantastic airframe. This is Ryan's personal machine. We're not selling it yet. Are we selling it?
No, not today.
Not today. But we'll have other ones that'll come on the website. So check us out, link at skyways.com, and stay tuned. More planes coming.